Hello, brothers and sisters of the Briar. Professor Jeremiah here. And Dash sitting on my lap. He gave a little grunt, a little wave. The other dogs are sitting all about. Well, I'm back this evening because I wanted to give a special thank you to those who left a comment or gave a thumbs up on my last video while I was showing off my new leaf pipe which I'd made. And here it is. If I hold it up, it kind of looks like the plant behind me. But it really is a good smoker. Really lasted a good while. I believe, I didn't time it, but I believe it was about an hour and 20 minutes. It's a big bowl, so it had some good life to it. And I'm smoking my Ropp pipe. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, not butchering it. As a special thank you for the shout out which Beer Beard gave to me. Thank you for your kind words, Stephen. Starting to get a little gurgle in it. I've been smoking it for 5 minutes or so now. I have one more of these, and I couldn't find it this evening. I don't know where it is around the house, but how do you lose a church warden? But anyway, it's a little bit bigger bowl and a little bit closer to the one that Stephen is smoking in his most recent video. And then I have another one very similar to this, but with a short stem on it. And I've really not smoked it that much. A part of it is I smoked these a lot when I was in Nigeria. I smoked a church warden every evening. And the real reason for that was I had a real nice pipe case which I had made that was mounted up on the wall and had a big door that opened, and it had a slot on the door for a couple of rows of pipes, and had a space for tins of tobacco, and had 2 rows that could hold church wardens, and then the rest of my pipes. And because of that, because of the ease of accessibility, I smoked a church warden almost every evening. And for most of the time for lunch, I smoked a semi-church warden, which has a little bit shorter of a stem, would come to about here. And partly I smoked those in the afternoon because they were a smaller bowl, faster smoke, probably about a 35-40 minute smoke. I'm gonna have to unearth my church warden pipe cleaners. I'm getting a little gurgle in this. Got some Frogmorton Cellar in this, 5-year-old Frogmorton Cellar. Still have a few tins, so I'm good for a little while, but I know it's going to be a sad day when Frogmorton Cellar is gone. Just like my best to show. I've been thinking about reviewing another tobacco soon, but every time I start to pull out a tobacco to review, I realize, oh no, it's a McWellan's. And it's like, well, you know, what's really the point in reviewing something that's unattainable for people? And it's sad too, because I realize now something that I didn't at the time was how many tobaccos that I was getting from just one company. And not that anything's wrong with that, but I was relying on that one company to provide me with those tobaccos. But I need to pull my church wardens back out. Just even smoking this one, I'm remembering just how nice of a smoke they are. Not really clinchers. Not driving pipes, that's for sure. I realized that when I was talking about this pipe, I'd mentioned about it having a green tint to it, and I realized that that might have been a little misleading. The wood doesn't have that green tint, but it's because I had stained all of this with leather dye. That's what most pipe makers use for staining their wood, is a leather dye. And so I had stained it and then sanded it all off. I will say, if you've not made a pipe before, and I left a comment on somebody's channel the other day. I don't remember now whose channel it was, but they were showing a pipe that they were making, and they were staining it with a dark stain, and almost immediately sanding it off. And they made the comment of saying that they might have to come back and stain it again to make the grain really pop. And really, a little trick of the trade, not that I've made many pipes, but I've gotten this from a pipe maker, used this trick myself after I learned it, and it definitely worked, is that I stained it and let it sit for probably, it might have been a total of, it wasn't quite 24 hours, so it might have been 20 hours or 18 hours. But anyway, I let it sit for a while before sanding it, and it definitely, I guess, just soaks in the stain a little bit better if you let it sit. So you have to be a little patient. I'm not sure the total number of hours that I put into this, but I might have started on this around 10 o'clock one morning, took lunch, came back and worked on it for another 3 hours or so, and then finished putting the stain on it, and came back the next day and worked a little bit more. So I don't know, maybe a day and a half. It could have been almost 2 days as far as working on it. I tried not to hurry because I really had just a vision that I wanted to get out of this, and I wanted it to be super smooth, and it's so smooth back here. It's really just incredible. But a part of it is, and I'm not meaning that on me, my work's incredible. That's not how I mean it to sound, but it's incredible with how smooth you can get it just using, sandpaper. I think this one went up to 800, if that sounds right. 600, 800. I think I ended up with 800 on this, but it really made it real nice and real nice feel. I'm be curious to see how long it stays like that, but we'll see. And you do see the couple of cracks in it. That's just Bodoc. And when you're working with Bodoc, you never know, or Osage Orange, you never know what you're going to get. I was working on one pipe and had really gotten the shape down and was starting to sand away when I noticed that it had a crack running right through the center of the bottom of the bowl. And sure enough, when I cleaned around on the inside, I could see that crack was coming through. It hadn't broken all the way through yet as far as opening up, but I'm afraid what it would have done is she started smoking it. So I just put the block away and probably will never come back to it, since there's not really a whole lot you can do. But that's just the life of working with any kind of wood. You don't know what you're going to get until you start stripping it away and sanding it away. Well, brothers and sisters, I do just want to thank you again, and thanks to Beard. If you're not familiar with this channel, you need to check it out. I know I was talking to somebody in the pipe community the other day, and they didn't know who you were. So I said, well, you got to subscribe. So anyway, be sure and start checking out people. I just noticed over, really, I guess it was yesterday that I was just kind of perusing through and looking at who other people had subscribed to recently and found that there was a number of people that are new, relatively speaking, within the last 4 to 6 months who I hadn't even heard of. And so trying to get connected and subscribe to a bunch of new folks out there. Brothers and sisters, I hope you have a good weekend and God bless. Show you real quick, everybody here at the house. Trooper? Dash?